Let me teach you how to make this super cute glass glitter snow globe tumbler with our DIY kit. Everything you need will come included in your box, but if you are making this from things that you have at home, I'll link what you need in the description below. Grab your tape and you're going to take a long piece to put around the top of your tumbler so we can make a tight seal and the glitter doesn't fall off. And then grab some of your liquid and you want to pour probably a quarter of the glass in and then swirl it around to wet the edges of your glass. This will prevent any air bubbles from getting stuck on the rim of your glass. So you want to put in probably half of your glitter and then swirl it around and add some more mixture in there just to make sure it all gets nice and wet, and then do that until all of your glitter is gone, and then put your finger over the hole and give it a good shake and a move around to try and loosen up all that glitter. Okay, so now we need to remove that pesky air bubble. So I'm just shaking it around until I can see that bubble is kind of near the hole in the bottom. And then I'm going to use this syringe to kind of suck out the air. You will get a little bit of liquid, but mainly you're just trying to remove the air, and you kind of do this process a few times until all the bubbles are gone. I'll zoom in so you can kind of see how it's filling up in a second. But you just add a little bit more liquid, give it a tap and try and remove that air bubble. And then you're going to put your little plug in. Don't push too tight because it can fall inside and it's tricky to get out. So we do this process again and we check for bubbles, really give it a good shake to loosen up all that glitter, and here you go. So you don't want that to happen. It's okay to leave a tiny air bubble. I have heard some stories about them being left out in the sun in extreme heat and exploding if there's no air bubble. That's never happened to me, but obviously you don't want a big bubble like this. So I'm doing the same as before. I'm trying to move that bubble around to where the hole is, and then just use some tweezers to pull your little plug out and do the same process that we did before. So you can see that there's a gap. I'm going to add a little bit of more liquid, and we need to suck out that air to make some space. So you can really see here how it's reducing. And you might need to do this process a few times, but just give it a good tap, give it a jiggle, and then add a little bit more liquid. Put your finger over the hole, give it a shake, check the progress until the big bubble's gone, and then you might just have a little one remaining, and that's okay. You can see here how it just pulled out a little bit of liquid and mainly it was air. So I've just repeated that process a few times, giving it a good tap and a little spin every time. And then we're just gonna fill it up with the last bit of liquid here. When I'm moving it and tapping it around, I'm moving it so I can find a gap where I can pour the liquid, because if the liquid is right under the hole, obviously it's all just gonna come back out at you, kind of like that. So when you tap it and move it around, you're moving that air pocket around to find a gap where you can actually put a little bit more liquid in. Okay, once it's full and you can't really see any more gaps, you want to plug it back up. Just make sure you don't push it too hard, and just grab a towel to remove any of the residue on the top, and there you go. Give it a little twist and a shake to make sure you're happy with the final result. Okay, and now we need a moment for the glitter vacuum. Look at that thing go. I'm obsessed with her. So easy and just runs off batteries. Let's get ready to put the wrap on. So we want to get all of the liquid off the bottom and the sides. So just use one alcohol wipe and give it a really good wipe on the bottom, because if it's sticky, your UV resin isn't going to stick. And then grab a little bit of UV resin to put it around the plug. This is going to seal it really nicely. grab your torch and hold it over there for about a minute or until it's not sticky. You can always do this twice if you want to be extra safe. Decide where you want to put your wrap, if you want to kind of have it at the top or at the bottom, or if you're going to have a decal with your name on it. Just pick your placement and then peel it back and cut a little bit of the backing paper off. That will help you line it up nice and straight. So I'm going to do writing down the bottom, and then just put that first little bit down, making sure it's nice and straight. You can even then just double check by picking it up and checking that it wraps around, and then use your squeegee to just inch by inch go right around the edge, smoothing it down really nicely, and then give it another good smooth over all of your vinyl to make sure it's stuck. You'll see I left a little bit of the end peeled up there, so you'll be able to remove the backing paper off. So just go slow, and if any of it's peeling back up, just use your squeegee to rub it down and make sure that it's all attached. Next, we're going to put the name decal on. This is for Mary's hens, so we just lift it up, and I like to hold it over and then press down in the middle first. Find where you want to put it. So yeah, just pressing down in the middle, and then go left, and then go right, and then pull your backing paper off the text. You might need to go slow with the writing, especially if it's not in a cursive script, but just go really slow and hold your other finger down on the writing as you go. And there you have it. Your text is on, your straw is ready to go in. Make sure you give it a good wash before you drink out of it. I hope this has been super helpful for you. Please check the description below for the link to our DIY kits, and drop any questions that you have below.